I wish you knew just how far I've come just to be me, because I'm far from the person that I used to be. Evil was not a word used to describe me. I would hurt people and pretend I was sorry just to see how far it would go. It was my soul that was trapped, but I didn't even know. I was told I was nothing and I was unloved, so it was hard to believe, you see. The demon inside me had broken me down and continued to scream in me. You know, the deepest, darkest places that you hated to think of, he lived there and I was right alongside. You know, I would often wonder, how could this be? Not realizing it couldn't be me. But instead, it was the demon that lived inside me. And I can't say it overtook me because I allowed it in. Like a tree in a hurricane, I was so easy to bend. I had a hurt that turned to hate, and a hate that turned to resentment, and that turned to anger, and made my heart so cold. Heartless was just too small of a word for it to withhold. I had forgotten about the hurt and could only feel the anger I allowed to grow. It started with my heart, and as I pretended it's something that had no hold, it grew inside my soul. And my soul was black. Darkness became all I would know. I would think of the saddest thing just to see if my eyes would rain, but never once did the rain come. And it was like my heart and soul was trapped in a desert, but at worst of all, I couldn't feel anything but the anger I constantly watered inside. You would see my smile and think everything was all right, but the second you got close, my anger came to the light. Lashing out on people became something that happened daily, till I had no one to lash out on, till I had to face my demon called anger all alone. It was then that I realized I was no longer in control. The devil had a hold so strong that only God's supposed to hold. Had given up on a fight long ago, and the devil took a hold. Started to affect my life, and I became someone I never thought or dreamed I could be. I began to fight this demon that lived inside me. I wanted so hard for it to release me. I wanted to feel what it felt like to be free. I had given up on the young girl that once lived inside me. I lifted my head to the sky and I said, God, why? In that instant, those chains broke off me because I knew the answer to my question. It was His love that I needed to be free, to fight the one thing that was inside me. It wasn't killing me because I was already dead. It didn't take that power, but I gave it to him instead. But that day, I took back what was rightfully mine. So you can say I'm an Indian giver, and I'll take that. But I was lied to and manipulated. So I just took the facts. See, no one can fight for you. And the longer you wait, the more you lose you. No, it's not easy, but with God, what God tells you is true. You were made for more, so don't let the devil take what you have in store. So put him in the prison he once held you in, and he won't post bail, because I know with my God, you will never fail. So better yet, I'm glad you didn't know me, because if you did, you wouldn't believe me. And if you did, it would still be hard for you to believe in the one who sent me. So that's it. I wanted to share this poem with you because it's something that God laid on my heart last night at like 2 o'clock in the morning, and I'm just typing away. Um, Anger is something that people often just think is an emotion, but it becomes something that takes control of your whole entire life. It becomes something that takes a hold of you. And when it takes a hold of you, it becomes the hardest thing to get rid of. It's just like a stronghold. But anger can become so strong, it's like a devil, and it just takes over you, or a demon, I'm sorry. And it just takes over you. And it takes over the person that you used to be, or the person that you wanted to be your whole life. So I just encourage you, if you are dealing with anger, face it. Face it so you can figure out what it really was that caused the anger. Because 9 out of 10 times, it wasn't really anger, it was hurt that turned to that because you fed the hurt. Which, when you feed the hurt, it changes and it turns into different things until it reaches such a high point of anger that you feel there's no going back. Thank you for listening.